The inspector came in, did his round, and left with his money.
Take it down, I'll take a look at it, and we'll continue.
There's absolutely no way we would have bought this house, given, the scope of everything that's wrong.
So you've had some sloppy brick guys, you've had some sloppy plumbers, you've had some sloppy electricians in here.
I think the feeling now is a huge feeling of defeat.
This is like one of the worst new homes I've ever seen. Reza and Liz, good people. 2 young kids, boy and a girl. Buying their first house, really smart. Have a park in the area, really nice area. House is about 7, 8 years old. Hire an inspector, making sure they buy a house that doesn't have a finished basement. All kinds of things start happening. This is not good for the age of the home. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna do a Holmes inspection. I'm gonna find out what's wrong and I'm gonna make it right.
Where's the hammer?
Hammer.
Hey. The home, when we purchased the house, was 7 years old. It was the semi, right across the park, so that was exciting for us. A small backyard, but big enough. It had a patio in it and a pergola, and we thought, the kids can run around, and we just thought it was a perfect size. It was just big enough for us that we thought we can come in here. It's more room than we need now, but we can grow into it. And we wanted a cozy home. We grew up being around, a tight-knit family, both of us, and we wanted to have the same thing. We wanted to be all together all the time and hanging out and doing everything together. The home inspector was in and out very quick. He was here for about 45 minutes. He just walked through very casually for the most part of it, looking at things, glancing at things, and I was following him along and occasionally ask a question about this or that, and he seemed to know the answer right away, so I didn't get any sense that what he was saying should be questioned or he might have missed something. He seemed very confident.
We also felt very confident about the fact that the basement was unfinished, and we had assumed that any apparent issues would have been detected by our home inspector because everything was exposed, which is, a piece of advice that we had received from a number of other homeowners. And at the point that you're ready to buy a house and you find a house that you love, everything's in place, you just need an inspector to tell you, that the house is in good shape. That's all you want. And when we got that, we were excited. We were thrilled to finally get our first home together, for our family to have more space. But then it very quickly dissolved into this feeling of, either this house is cursed or we're cursed.
Hi.
Liz?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Mike. Nice to
Great
meet
to
you.
meet
You must
you.
be Rez or Reza?
Reza.
Reza. Nice to
Mike.
meet you, sir.
Nice to meet
You know what? Since it's a little bit wet out, I've got my coat on. Do you mind grabbing your coats and come on outside and we'll start on the outside, work our way in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks.
We first started experiencing problems with our home in our ensuite bathroom. We had pipes freezing within days of first moving in. A typical morning, go get ready to take a shower, turn the water on, and nothing happened.
So directly above us is a bathroom.
Yeah.
This is our other cold room. Had a family friend open the ceiling in the garage to realize that there was absolutely no insulation around the pipes.
We took some pictures of it. It was amazing to see there was absolutely nothing around the pipes, not even pipe insulation.
And we're not experts by any means, but we could tell just from looking at this that this was not right.
One, we don't normally run copper pipes or water pipes in an outside zone. The inspector should have warned you that there's potential for those pipes to freeze. Two, they introduced spray foam, which I absolutely love. This is an open cell spray foam. It's not a closed cell. Problem with the spraying with the half pound is that it will actually shrink and crack. And based in this area, it's going to be an issue for cold air getting in against those water pipes. It's going to freeze and just turn into a disaster.
We had some pink insulation stuffed in there to keep it from freezing again. Whatever is causing the cold to come into our bathroom and into the master bedroom is still there. It's super, super cold in that room.
Now, who did the caulking and the brick up there?
I did that. While we were doing inspection with the home inspector, I recall seeing a few bricks that were cracked, and he just shrugged it off as not a big deal. It wasn't until sometime after that I started noticing some stains in the ceiling in our kitchen that looked like water damage, and I made the trek up to the second floor And I noticed that it's not just like hairline cracks, the bricks have actually separated. It's a good like quarter-inch difference in the way they're sitting. So I just try to caulk up whatever I could see just to prevent water from coming in.
Now, who did the caulking on the sills? Because you're supposed to caulk that. However, I'm gonna assume it's not the builder because this is caulked after the mortar. There's no caulking here and there's no caulking here. Here's the mortar, so we're gonna have water easily penetrate the mortar, get into this point. If water gets in behind the brick and mortar, it will crack all that area just like it did above us. But they've only caulked here. So somebody caulked afterwards, and what they should have done was rake that mortar back and put that caulking down in between. Let's take a look at the basement. Well, so the inspector saw this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be fire coded. It's a fire hazard, and I'll tell you why. If a fire broke out, the flames will hit that. We're gonna have chemicals that come off it. I love rigid foam. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of spray foam, but it must be fire protected, because if you're in the house, it's gonna give bad fumes. It's gonna knock you right down. You may not make it out of the house. He should have caught this. This is right away. You either take it down or you cover it up. Where's the receptacle in the report he said he wanted changed? And that is a problem. That outlet is too close to the sink. That should be GFI protected. He's right on that one. Good for him. He caught one thing. Not to mention, he missed this. This is your discharge for your washing machine. That is not high enough.
Which consequently backs up into the sink, and you can see the outline of it.
Well, come on down here with me. Why do you think it backs up into your sink?
Is it sloped incorrectly?
Oh, my God.
Backwards again.
Isn't that freaking funny? Let's look at the cold room before I go. How many times I gotta see this? They leave the form up. Let me tell you why all of this should come down. 2 food groups for mold. First one, hot meats, cold, moisture. We got hot meat and cold in here. There's no doubt about it. You said you saw frost on the wall. Number 2, organic product, live matter. Sapwood, young wood. So this is gonna mold. It should all be down. I'm cold, let's get out of here.
The pipe that gets the water out of the sump pump is underground, and it's frozen.
I had gone downstairs just to grab something, and I heard loud crashes of water coming from our cold room.
So when the sump pump was trying to pump the water out, it ended up just
It blew the joint.
blew it up and started shooting everywhere.
There was water all over the cold room. There was water pouring into the basement, and had we seen that coming? Absolutely not.
Well, it's encouraged our daughter to want us to purchase for her a little toolbox with tools in it, just from her seeing so much, construction type stuff happening. She'll see me on the ladder in the back and, what are you doing? And I can't explain to a 2-year-old what I'm doing, so it's always Daddy's fixing the broken. So that's become a big thing now.
You hire a home inspector, and they're supposed to come in and give you the advice you need so you can buy a house that's worth a lot of money and buy it wisely. In this case, he gave it 2 thumbs up, and it's just strictly said right in the report, above average. The house is really good. Well, it's really clear we have signs of efflorescence in this area. Even the caulking job that goes right over the mortar is not done properly. Water has come in these areas. It's such a shame. 7 years old, they hired a home inspector. He clearly could have seen this. He didn't even talk about it like it wasn't even an issue. I can tell by looking at the stairs that there is a footing underneath the stairs because there's been no movement whatsoever, and I can see that the ground is eroded away underneath it. That's a good sign. I want to see the footing. But if I look in here, and if you can look closely, you're gonna see that there's no mortar in the stone there. There's no mortar there. This is an area, again, driven rain is gonna come in here and moisture can hit that area. Little things that can cause big problems down the road, that's one of them. If you can't see it, it's not an issue, right? Not really. And then you got your stupid things. This I don't like. All in one area, eh? 2 downspouts. It's because we got this little system here that picks up the top roof down to this little roof. We have a downspout here, and we have a downspout also here from the front porch area. Now, more than anything, we should have the downspouts come down and then kicked out, not with these green flex lines. Some people like to use these, it's okay, but kick it right out, get it away from the foundation. If you look, it's nice and wet here, but it's really mucky here because the water's staying here due to the downspouts. Now, not to mention, this dryer line is blocked by the downspout. So every time you use the dryer, it's not opening. I'm really disappointed with the exhaust system from the sump pump that's in the cold room. If we take a look at this, here's where it exhausts out. The problem is, in the freezing winter, it'll freeze that line. It won't come out here, and it's gonna break the line downstairs. It's gonna try and discharge water, but it's frozen, so it won't. That's exactly what happened. It snapped right at the junction point, and then there was water downstairs. The home inspector misses everything in that one spot, which was a lot. Missed all the efflorescence in the front, which was a lot. Comes to the back. Now, it was Reza who cladded this over, or who put wood over top of wood because it was in bad shape. So the inspector didn't talk about the stairs unless he did it verbally, but it's not in the report, so I don't see it as a documentation. It's not in the report, nor is there handrails. Anything over 3 steps requires a handrail. This is all a beautiful look thing. We have this semi-octagon jut out for the back door, which gives it a nice appeal. Problem being is this is a roof line, and this is a roof line over top of this jut out. 1, you can't get to that attic spot. 2, what if water gets in? Water's getting in. We see the moisture sign on the ceiling right about this area and old moisture signs on this side that they painted and tried to cover over. We see the signs of the brick breaking mean water got in and broke the brick. It froze and broke the brick. Right here alone is issues that tells me water's gonna come on the inside of the house and cause problems up there. So what do I have to do? Not only do I have to open up the ceiling in that area to inspect everything, I gotta fix all that up there so it doesn't happen again. Sloppy, 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 sloppy. So then I look at this drain. I can't believe they haven't flooded. That washing machine drain alone is only about 18 inches where the discharge from the washing machine comes in and strictly runs right uphill to try and get in. This is a drain. This is from the kitchen that comes down here, and you can even see the distance away from the floor joist here runs uphill. The distance here is really shallow. Didn't take me too long to look up and go, hey, there's an issue. Now, Rez was talking about the banging pipes. Probably sounds like that, eh? Think about it. Yeah. Here, you can see the duct guys did their strap, but it can't be touching that copper pipe. And it is touching it. The 2 metals don't get along. So had they actually stapled that, that wouldn't have made the noise. Just stapled that, it wouldn't have made the noise. Let's bring in Gary. We'll just have him check everything. Sure. Let's get Frank to look at the electrical. I've seen some electrical issues here. For a new home, this really sucks.
Kidding.
And plumbing. A whole bunch of water running uphill.
You're kidding me.
Yeah,
and this house is 7 years old.
7 years old.
Okay.
There's a well-built house. Looks like you've had all the sloppy guys that came into your house to build this house, and that's a shame. The builder has a good name. He doesn't today, does he?
No.
Not with us.
No.
Not with me neither. I would like to close the door. Let's start from this end. Let's take our time. Pull down the drywall. Let's not break anything to do with here. I'm more interested in what ductwork's in this bulkhead, what ductwork's in that bulkhead, what is in this bulkhead, this one, and the one up front. Take it down. I'll take a look at it and we'll continue.
I think they're missing a bit of insulation here, even though they do have rigid in behind it.
Nice. That's a good one. I don't think you can pull this off. Let's see how much power you have. Oh, now you gotta clean it up.
I'm a little worried here with the HVAC. We're having quite an issue of trying to force. You can tell they taped off the registers downstairs to get the heat upstairs.
The problem isn't with these heat runs in the basement. The problem is he's losing so much heat in the ductwork, so much air volume out of it's just leaking everywhere.
So it's leaking in the basement.
everywhere.
More than likely, we have leaks galore inside the garage.
There's probably heat ducts and return airs in every one of those bulkheads.
So I'm going to see if there's any leakage there.
What I did notice here is they don't have enough return air here, and I'll tell you why. This is your jumper box, your main return.
Yeah.
And then they're using the joists
Yeah.
as a duct. Now the problem is they're only using 2. It's not enough, so the furnace is starving for air. Now, what I can see right now, this joist cavity's clear. There's nothing in it.
Yes?
I'm gonna use that cavity as another return, so I'll have 3 returns feeding the main instead of 2.
Okay. This is not bad for a new house. It's above average. All right. Any problems, let me know. I gotta open up the kitchen. Make sure we plastic up, protect everything we can. I'm only pulling down a little bit of drywall, but we don't want to put it all through the air. This be a nice little transition point to put up the new drywall. Wow, there's wood there. That usually hurts, eh?
Hey, Homer, what'd you find? What do you want me to do?
I just want to pull down drywall here just to expose everything. They got a ton of screws in this drywall.
Jeez.
They did something right here. Why am I on a ladder?
It is.
Look, I can see the water. This is all signs of moisture.
Oh, geez, look at that. Oh, you have actually cut right here. Look at this.
Yeah. Great joint, guys.
Yeah.
That vapor barrier should come back to here.
Yeah. Hey, Holmes, you mind if I go check on the boys?
Please. I'm just gonna take my time. Now I can see. I see daylight right at this area. There's 1, 2, 3 small spots over here. That would actually explain my water right here. Because there it is, right there. No wonder they were up there trying to caulk the top of the flashing.
Okay, on 3, snap it. 1, 2. Okay, guys, how's it going? Good. Okay, you guys are almost at the door. Let's close the door and continue, okay?
Oh, bingo.
Trap.
We're getting closer to the problem. 1, 2, 3.
Are you just seeing what's in that bulkhead?
Yeah.
What is it, half pound? It is half pound, isn't it? Why did they build this bulkhead here? Do we know yet?
It's a duct line.
It's a duct line. That's why they built that bulkhead. They wanted to get an extra 2 inches of spray foam.
So we do have a 2x4 structure. So much air leakage, especially in the bottom corner right there, is pulling air into the house.
Right.
It's called stack effect. If we have hot air escaping through the attic, it will pull cool air from a low area anywhere, especially in the area of the garage. Not only will it pull in carbon monoxide, but it has the opportunity of pulling in the glass fibers that's in the insulation.
You can see right into the basement here.
Of course.
All that air was just going right into this house from not only the heating runs, but we have return airs. We have access right into the basement.
I love this because what happens here is the framers come and frame, right? So they go to the next house, they're framing. In comes the HVAC, electrical, rough and plumbing, everything. They start up the chainsaw.
Exactly.
Cut the ledger plate out, cut the ledger plate out. They know where they're gonna run all their duct work, which opens that wonderful cavity and no insulation here. Did you have any bad insulation at all?
Nothing in there, nothing at all.
Okay, so then they box this out, try and add more insulation to give it to that R20. It's all crap.
But look what else they missed. I mean, they spray foam this. They've left the traps exposed. That is from the builder. You can see that it's finished. They didn't spray right to the trap.
I know.
I mean, that's sitting water. I'm surprised that didn't freeze. And you have it there, you have it there.
I bet you did.
What the hell is that there?
That is a trap from the tub. Okay, that's wrong. Here's what we're gonna do. I need you to find all the copper pipes.
Okay.
I want you to pull out all the yellow spray foam wherever there's pipes. I want you to pull out all the rigid foam, and then you're gonna build down the ceiling 2x4 across. Give me a cradle piece right across the front. Tag your 2x4 ceiling into that to give us strength in the center. Bring Alex in, spray everything, make sure the pipes are on the warm side, and I'm talking the plumbing pipes.
Absolutely.
How do you like this one? For a new home.
New home? I hate it.
Ah,
From a
isn't that
quality perspective, I hate it.
The inspector called it above average.
No, no.
We only have 5 breakers left, and you need to do what?
I got 5 remaining spots. All right, I need 1 for the sub pump. I need 2 breakers for the surge protection. I need 1 for the furnace, 1 for the washing machine, 2 spares. That gives me 6.
We got to change a panel.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a brand new house. My electrical's wrong, my HVAC's wrong, my plumbing's wrong, and it's brand new house.
I'm speechless.
You want to buy a house?
No.
Need a new panel.
My guys have a lot to do today. We're gonna start framing the garage. We have the 3 big trades starting today. I have Frank, Gary, and Martin coming in to start all their work. Frank's already installed the panel, he just needs to finish. We have Martin in the basement fixing up some plumbing, and Gary's actually gonna start on the furnace today.
I removed the joist lining because of the cross pieces. These ones here that are up in the joist, they're causing restriction. You know, you got a lot of stuff running through the joist. Obviously, you got some electrical runs through there. Anything you're gonna try to remove to eliminate any type of air restriction is your best scenario. This is the way they should have did it. They should have put this in like this when they put the return duct up, and I would have been happy.
This plug here is actually for the sub pump. This wasn't dedicated. This was tied in with other outlets in the house. People say, well, why does the sub pump have to be dedicated? Well, if you have it tied in with, say, a few other outlets or whatever, lights, breaker trips, you go away on vacation. Well, now your sub pump's not working. Peace of mind, you know that from this point all the way back to the panel, it's one straight piece of wire going right to the breaker. Nothing else is tied into it.
That's the result of inadequate slope. Also, other issues that I noticed here is the 90-degree fittings. Those are fittings that are typically used and implemented in a venting system. In the kitchen lines where I have grease buildup, what I like to do is introduce a 90-degree fitting but longer. This will allow water to drain faster, better, and prevent any buildup and problems to develop down the road. This is actually grease. It's been forming slowly, and as the grease gets older, it solidifies and it becomes almost like pieces of rock. Just fix it right and make sure all my angles are straight, my slope is done right, and that's how it should have been done in the first place.
The previous contractor, when they ran these heating runs, what they did is they cut the joists out in the garage and ran the pipe through. The pipes are going up through the garage and then heating the rooms above the garage. Well, these 2 runs were disconnected. They were open. So it's probably one of the causes why they didn't have a lot of heat going up to the bedrooms, at least airflow anyway. Temperature-wise, it's the garage not insulated properly. That's why they're just taking the heat right out of the pipe. We're just fixing them up, getting them supported, screwing them together so that way they're not going to come apart. And then we're going to insulate the runs in the garage with a foil back and then tape up all our joints.
Well, what's happened was when we took the plywood down, we noticed that they doubled up this wall here. And when they doubled up the wall, they left a gap between the 2. So the return air is actually not pulling as much as it should through from the upstairs. It's actually pulling it through this gap, through the insulation, and basically using the wall as a return instead of up there where it's supposed to come from. What we're doing is covering the gap up so that the return can pull from upstairs where it's supposed to come from.
Mike has asked Martin to check out the old sump pump, and he's decided to replace it with a new, more powerful unit. Now, this one also has a battery-operated secondary pump just in case of a power failure.
Now, the last thing for Martin to do is test the main pump. That is freaking upsetting. Can you imagine that? That's what a builder does? Think about the liabilities of that happening on a sidewalk with kids walking down here and tripping. They know it's gonna freeze. They did it anyway.
Right next to the public property, which is used by kids. You got a park right down the street.
You got a public school right there. I've seen about 50 kids walk by here. That is infuriating.
Obviously, I'm going to disconnect it. This is not even, we're not even talking about a code aspect here. This is a safety issue. This thing was not even glued.
It's beautiful out, boys. Wow. It almost feels like summertime! Thanks, MJ. Go get him.
Huh? Who wants it?
The insulation is just at a minimum code. You want about 12 inches. That's a little low, actually. We can fix that up. Minor compared to the rest.
We'll talk about a nice day to actually get some outside work done. I think the weather's cooperating with us here. I'm gonna have Carl caulking sills today. That means grinding out all the mortar, getting some caulking in there. We'll have Yvonne on the roof today fixing those damaged bricks. We have Martin coming today. All the little plumbing issues that are in that garage got to get fixed today because I have spray foam coming Friday. Plus in the basement, I'm gonna have MJ ripping out all the old formwork in the cold room. Plus what we're doing, busy day ahead of us.
I'm ripping out all the wood here in this cold cellar. All the wood is sitting directly on the concrete. There's no sill gasket. There's nothing separating the moisture from the concrete and the wood. There's no moisture barrier, so I mean, it's not showing like it's soaking up too much moisture right now, but you can see here it's a bit wet. It's dirty. Over time, it's gonna create mold. There's gonna be a lot of mold in this room, and you know, it can make someone sick if they're down here or spread throughout the house, get in the ventilation system. So we just want to take it out and make it safe.
Can you ever smell the must in here now that you've disturbed it, eh?
Absolutely.
Moisture issues? I see a lot of moisture on that piece of plywood.
And you can definitely smell it.
And that, my friend, is way too much water coming into a house. Let's go check upstairs. This is right in the front doorway, so we know where it is.
All right.
See that gap there, eh, MJ?
Yeah.
In the front-facing stone, we might have to pull this back to get a caulking in there, okay? Because that's a stupid place to have a weeping hole, right at the top step. Let's take a look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that seam right there.
Right under the crack?
Yep. We have a giant gap right here. Look at this. This is where the moisture is, right here. This whole thing wasn't done properly. Look at this joint right here. So the water was probably just coming right like this. Look at this. There's no drip edge here. The water was running right back into this crack. Like, this is incredible. This is 7 years old. Look at the loose mortar and look at the loose brick on this house. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because there's no lip here, what I want you to do is get your grinder. I want to create a drip edge all the way around, okay? Okay. Here's a really good example of what happens when you do not have a drip edge. You can see the ice melting right here. You can see it coming down, and what it's doing is because there's no grooved line here to stop the water and allowing it to drip, it hits the wall and saturates the wall. That's how water was getting into that basement cold room. So if you look at the same area, now that Carl has cut the drip edge, you can see that the water is actually hitting the drip edge, dropping right to the ground instead of into the house. So what do you got, buddy?
One thing after another. It looks like they didn't put any wall ties underneath this window on
There's
the brick
nothing under
course.
there for the next 3 courses?
As you can see, everything moved out.
Ay.
So,
Do you have enough bricks now to do this repair?
I have enough bricks, plus we can salvage these bricks, clean the mortar off.
Can we salvage the sills?
Yeah.
What a mess.
We've had to recaulk every single window in this house. We put a lot of man hours into redoing this. It's unfortunate that we've had to actually put this much time into something like this. So what we're doing is we're putting a much better product in here, which is basically gonna keep the water out, and this caulking is gonna stay nice and soft so that it doesn't dry up and crack away, so that we have water issues and water damage inside.
This was Mike's suggestion. He wants to spray foam right directly to the roof line here and spray foam it around the wall.
You could spray around that, the buttering effect, right? We could seal that off to stop any air movement from getting in.
Right.
Spray foam just the deck, underside of the sheathing. We're gonna spray this wall, because that's a cold wall as well. The cold's coming down the wall,
Gotcha.
the backside's cold, so that's gotta be sealed. Spray it, it's done, you'll never have a problem with it.
All right, Alex. So, typical garage, right? Not properly insulated. Now, they did the same thing here. 2x4 outside walls. Look at the gaps in this wood here. We have gaps in here. I mean, carbon monoxide was an issue in this house.
And what else happens in areas like this is you have stack effect in the house. In a multi-story house, hot air is rising, okay? And it's going up through the roof, through little openings and so on and so forth. What has to replace that hot air? Cold air, right? So where does the cold air? It comes in through the bottom, usually through the joist ends, through areas like this.
Right.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the spray foam right from the bottom plate. We're gonna spray right directly to the backside of the drywall.
Yeah.
We're gonna air seal everything, and then we're
Because
gonna...
that's the best thing about your product. I mean, especially for a garage, it's going to seal all these little gaps. It's going to bond this whole area. There's no way there's going to be any airflow in this after you're done here.
That's correct.
Do you have any issues spray foaming right to the half pound?
Not at all.
Okay, that's why we built down this wall for you. Now, we have some issues, obviously, with some plumbing. We'll keep that to the warm side.
We're gonna put cardboard baffles underneath all the plumbing.
Yeah.
Okay, therefore keeping the plumbing in a warm space.
Right.
Okay, the heat can get at it, it'll never freeze again.
Now, one thing I just want to talk to you about, it's a minor issue. They didn't blow in enough up in the attic.
Okay.
So it's just to the top of the joist. I'm thinking, what, 4 or 5 inches up there more? Let's get it to an R50.
Bring it up to an R50.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last connection we're making is to our whole house HEPA. It's just a secondary type of filtration. It captures 99.9% of any airborne particles, dust particles, mold particles, any type of spores. It's going to capture it. It goes down to 0.3 microns. That's very small. That's the head of a pin. So it's capturing all that. It's bringing that fresh air back into your furnace. It's cycling back through the rest of the house.
These 3 stairs here were over 24 inches off the ground, which here code requires it have a railing. But they are built to code, they are built properly, and it just makes it safe. They've got kids. 24 inches doesn't seem much to a 6-foot tall person, but to someone who's 3 feet tall, it's a long way.
This is kind of a surprise for the homeowner. Mike came in and noticed that they just had drywall back here, and that's kind of gross cooking against drywall. It doesn't really clean off as well, and it doesn't look as sharp. Damon went out and picked up these, and we're laying it, and I think they're gonna really like it.
I'm looking forward to walking in the door and feeling like I can just take my coat off, take off my boots, sit on the couch, and enjoy my family.
You guys are smart. Warm coats.
Can you believe this weather?
You do.
Well, for spring, it's a pretty cool spring day. Nice to see. Oh,
I'll give you a hug right away.
well, you keep me warm. That's good.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
We're so excited.
Let's start with your downspouts, okay? Now, I'm not a big fan of how the downspouts look, but they gotta get away from the foundation. So we try and boot this one into your front garden and get the other one out. We also changed that downspout so the dryer vent can open properly. We actually pulled out your rails. You gotta love this. The stairs came out because the water leak that was coming in was in behind, and I had pointed that out to you.
So that was in the cold room?
That was in the cold room. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
we stopped that moisture from getting in. We even caulked this side that the stone was breaking. If you notice, we pulled out that downspout there that you had from your sump pump, and it was going underground.
yeah.
By the way, where did it go, Damon?
This was really frustrating. I don't get frustrated too often, but this really frustrated me. As I walked out of the house, Martin hit the switch on the sump pump downstairs. It ejected onto the sidewalk. It actually, so much water came out of there, it was crazy. And talk about lawsuits.
Yeah,
Somebody's
yeah.
walking down the street, they slip on that.
Okay, it's just a man cave. It's just a man cave.
Look at this.
This is 100% thermal broken. This is wall-tight eco sprayed in here, wall-tight eco sprayed in the top, in your front wall, all new. So the good news about this is we stop all this wonderful cold from getting in your house, as well as when you park your car, the carbon dioxide coming off the muffler.
So that was, the issues we had was all behind right here, right? With air getting
We had
sucked
the air
in there?
return in the wall in 2 locations here, right?
Absolutely, there was 2 air returns here that were plywood, if you remember.
Yeah.
No seals on the side, so anything that got in the walls, which we know a lot got in the walls, was just going right into your air returns.
It's about what's behind it is what's important to us. Making sure we seal off the air return, making sure the duct lines, the hot air that we want to go upstairs is hot and not competing with cold out here. Come on. Well, we might as well get comfortable now because we do have heat in the house. And a lot of it, actually.
Feel it right away.
But if you look around all the ductwork, that's what I love about my guys. They've taken down the old crap that was up in the ceiling to put up a better board for your air return. They've used the goop, we'll call it goop,
Okay.
all over every single joint.
The gray stuff here, right?
Because you were losing so much heat in the basement alone through leakage, wasn't getting enough to get upstairs. And then it's competing with the cold that was in the garage to get to the front rooms. You're never gonna be cold in your rooms again.
Awesome.
Because we've added all kinds of insulation to your attic, fixed the ventilation in the attic in the garage. So we're making sure we have air get into a cold zone that's supposed to and exit when it's supposed to. That's really important.
Oh, what's that?
You have 2 wonderful children, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want their lungs cleaning the air in the house. We put in a standalone HEPA air filter system, so now this cleans the air.
For me, the biggest thing from in the basement was the HEPA filter, and just the quality of air that we're going to have that's going to be so different for us and for the kids is just it just blows my mind. Just his just the generosity and just that attention to our health and our safety.
You'll notice the difference. There'll be less sneezing, there'll be less all kinds of things. This is your major backup to absolute clean air inside this home. And if everyone did this, we'd have less bronchitis, we'd have less allergies, we'd have less problems internally in our home that we don't know about. So once I tell you, then
That's
you know.
amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Fixing all the plumbing underneath the sink, you remember that?
Yeah.
Because I remember it was running uphill. It was a big issue. Fixing all our down runs, fixing up air. I mean, it's not major things you see, but these are a lot of things that we've done for the bones to your house.
Oh, yeah.
New panel?
Wow, that's much bigger than the old one.
We had the issue with once we had actually hooked everything up properly, we didn't give you 2 extra breakers, and that's by code. We have to do this, so they went right to a new panel. Love it. You have the surge protectors on your telephone, your cable, and on the whole house. This is really important.
All the blue stuff's gone off the walls, too.
Yeah, you noticed the rigid. It was a fire hazard, so we had to take it out.
I love this. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. pulling off all the form that shouldn't have been there, because we're not supposed to do that. It's just absorbing the moisture, and it's gonna mold. Smells good in here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't smell bad at all.
No, because before when you walked in, you kind of wanted to get out, otherwise your clothes would smell like your room right away.
Yeah. Well, when MJ started pulling all this down, there was actually a big wet spot here, and it was starting to mold. I mean, you had wood right directly on concrete, and you had a leak.
You know, it smells like cement, and that's what it should smell like, right? That's what's all.
like that smell.
When we run new electrical, we caulk the holes. Now, come over here. So what do you see here?
The pipe is insulated,
And the sump
and there's something down there.
That's a battery backup. That
Okay.
will last 2 days. So now, in other words, you lose electricity, and this thing wants to eject water. It will.
No flood.
No flood.
Nice.
Awesome.
It doesn't happen every day that someone comes to your house and says, okay, you've got all these problems, you know, I hear you, don't worry, we're gonna take care of it. And it kind of floors you to have someone come in and say that. Our heads kind of been spinning this whole time thinking, you know, really, you're gonna take care of all of these issues and, you know, we don't have
Are
to...
you sure?
Really?
Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Goodness.
You got ourselves backsplash.
Lovely.
Damon did this without talking to me, which I really liked, because I came in and went, wow, I like that.
Yeah.
It's darker and it's shiny.
It just kind of hits you in the face. I never would have chosen such a dark color for a backsplash, but it looks fantastic.
It's glass. But you know how much money glass tile is?
I was hoping you were gonna ask me.
There's been so many aesthetic things that we haven't been able to do for this house just because everything else has taken precedent, you know, things like safety and things like warmth. So
And turns out a bunch of other things.
yeah, apparently. So it's nice to actually, you know, get the feeling that we can start decorating and doing the things that we want for this home and make it a home for ourselves now.
And we're all patched up here.
Well, all this was open. We spray foamed everything, all closed it up again. You can't even tell we did it, eh?
No. Wow.
Looks great, guys.
I love it.
Good job, Damon.
Glad you like it.
I know it.
You know what? I'm gonna have to pay for this later, right?
Thanks, buddy.
Wow.
Railings.
We got railings.
Yay.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, once again, you have 2 kids, and Damon decided to throw in some extra. I love Damon
Rock
for
solid.
this.
That is not going anywhere.
Now we come back here and we look up, because this is originally why I'm here.
Yes.
Because we had brick problems.
Yes.
So when Yvonne went to pull it out, I remember Damon yelling out,
Take one brick out at a time. But as soon as he started pulling the ones just below that window, you had no brick ties in your bricks at all, and they came out in one giant chunk. All those 8 bricks or so that you see up there underneath that window came out in one solid piece.
we fixed it all. More importantly, we fixed all your precast that you're never gonna have this problem again.
Every window, as Mike said, every sill, every door, everything, your porch.
So do it right. You don't have to come back and fix it. I keep saying this, do it right. How old's this house?
8 years.
Should I be fixing this?
No.
No. I think Mike's really given us a second chance at loving this house the way we did when we first saw it and making it our space that we can call home.
That leaves more time for drinking in the summer.
I think so. I think so.
You're not gonna get out of things so easily, though. There's gonna be more work here, buddy, you know it.
I'm happy, you're happy.
Oh, we're thrilled.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're a good guy. We like good people.
Thank you.
And we care about your kids.
Thank you,
Thank
Damon.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Peace of mind.
Thank you.
we're
Ready to make this a home.
We can't thank you enough.
Well, just invite us for the barbecue. You know, we're beer and steak guys, and we're pretty easy.
No problem. Done.
I think it's going to be nothing but good things from here on in.
You think I'm gonna fit down this thing?